Good Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to March and GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and it is March 1st already, 2016. Waking up early this morning with clear skies across the forecast region, some chilly temperatures too, generally running in the mid-30s to low 40s in the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. Also in the upper 30s outside of the Philadelphia suburbs here, in the mid-30s here, getting close to around 40 in Philadelphia proper. We have a weak cold front moving through the region this morning, and it will pass through, and temperatures will stabilize, and the winds will continue to increase throughout the afternoon, making it feel chillier than it already will be during this afternoon. Unlike the last couple of days where we just had beautiful weather with temperatures in the upper 50s and lower 60s on Sunday and Monday. Right now we have some advisories here. We have gale warnings on the New Jersey coast and the Delaware Back Bays for southwest winds at 20 to 25 knots, gust up to 35 knots late tonight, becoming west Wednesday morning, and then northwest Wednesday afternoon as another front moves through, seas 5 to 9 feet. Gale force winds and gusts will become more widespread during the day on Wednesday. For the South Shore and east ends of Long Island's ocean waters and the back bays of Long Island Sound, we also have small craft advisories, which will go over to gale warnings eventually. Right now there still is small craft advisories for winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots this morning. South winds tonight 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 40 knots, becoming northwest on Wednesday, seas 7 to 10 feet. On the aviational weather deck today, we have VFR conditions, light and variable winds early this morning, becoming easterly mid-morning and then southeasterly by midday. Winds generally be around 8 to 12 knots. The potential for stronger gusts around 20 knots will be higher during this afternoon. Expect low-level wind shear to occur this evening in the lowest 2,000 feet of the atmosphere as the low-level jet strengthens around 50 knots at the top of the layer. A line of showers are expected to move from west to east overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. The precipitation could be locally heavy, resulting in a brief 1 to 2 hour window of MVFR or even IFR visibilities. Ceilings will also lower to MVFR tonight as the rain moves in. Would not be surprised to see an isolated thunderstorm embedded within the line, but anticipated coverage not high enough to include in the terminal forecast. These heavier showers could locally mix down some stronger winds aloft of around 30 to 40 knots very late tonight into early tomorrow morning before dawn. At that time. The outlook right now for Wednesday, cold frontal passage veers winds south to northwest at around 12Z, which is sun up so on Wednesday. Potential for 35 to 40 knot northwest wind gust coinciding with the frontal passage continuing into the afternoon. Expect VFR with just some scattered clouds at around 3,000 feet. Wednesday night and Thursday VFR, northwest winds gusting to 25 to 30 knots possible. Thursday night and Friday, a period of MVFR possible Thursday night into Friday with lowering ceilings as light snow. And we have higher confidence in this occurring at Wilmington, Millville, and Atlantic City, where the snow may mix with rain on the Friday morning. East-northeast winds could also gust to about 25 knots, especially at those terminals. And there is still uncertainty regarding the period of the forecast with overall low to moderate confidence. We return to VFR conditions on Saturday. Right now outside of Newark, and pull this up, it's 41 degrees, dew point 28, humidity 61%, the wind is out of the north at about 9, just a few clouds at around 6 and 18,000 feet, and a dry frontal passage, rain on the way for late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and some of that rain could come down briefly heavy for a 1 to 2 hour period tomorrow morning before dawn. Right now outside of Philadelphia, 40 degrees, dew point 28, humidity 62%, the wind is out of the west, almost due west at 7, and a few clouds at around 6,000, VFR conditions in place. Surface analysis this morning shows high pressure building in behind the cold frontal passage this morning. We have our storm system here in the Central Plains moving into the Tennessee and Ohio River Valley area, and this will return as a warm front tonight. The cold front that's passing this morning will rapidly return to a warm front, and it will move through the region by early tomorrow morning after midnight. Low-level wind shear and a line of showers, possibly an embedded thunderstorm, will move rapidly to the east along this frontal boundary here as it moves off the coast, and with a few rain showers left tomorrow morning, and then the cold air begins to pour in. High pressure begins to build in across the Ohio and Great Lakes region, southeastern Canada, and this will mean that chillier air is definitely on the way for the period during Thursday and Friday as well. Then we get into the weekend. We have another system here, and this will be observed with better RAOB data during the next 24 to 48 hours as it makes its way into the interior of the United States. That moves from the Central Plains and jumps to the Carolina coast. Right now, the forecast consensus is that this stays further enough to the south not to give us too much precipitation, but there are still indications of some light snow showers or even a coating or two, an inch or two of snow still in the forecast for Thursday night and Friday morning. We'll get into that in the model discussion in just a moment. After that leaves, more high pressure. Backdoor cold front moves through again on Saturday, reinforcing the shot of chilly air over the forecast region. And it won't really be until the beginning part of next week where the air mass then begins to modify, with a nearly stationary front developing to our west and a southwesterly flow beginning to pump up more height rises here, and then warmer air by the early part of next week. NAM 4-kilometer composite reflectivity forecast going into the future. High pressure over the forecast region this morning. Here comes our storm system now moving into the Ohio River Valley area, spreading a swath of isolated heavy downpours across this region. And then the warm air advection begins to move in with the warm front overnight tonight. And then we get warm sectored. And in this warm sector, we could find some pockets of moderate showers, even a low top embedded thunderstorm across the region, particularly late tonight, early tomorrow morning as the front moves through. The low begins to deepen towards the St. Lawrence River Valley, drags the cold front through, and then colder weather is on the way for the next several days to end the week. And before we end the week here, in the first week of March, because we're beginning that today, we have warm air advection well ahead of this next system here across the plains. Then it makes a jump to eventually to the Carolina coast, and the warm air advection from this model up to 18Z on Thursday. Some light snow could be breaking out across the Delmarva here, and the snow should be filling in by Friday morning across our forecast region. 12-kilometer NAM extrapolating out begins the snow in earnest on the light side across our forecast region, or just outside of our forecast region on Thursday afternoon late. The snow then begins to come in with some isentropic lift here on Friday morning. It's going to be light, but there could be some indications here that this storm could pull a little bit further to the north than some of the models are suggesting right now. This is the mesoscale models. And then, of course, the storm then begins to lift off the Carolina coast and then off into the northeastern Atlantic it goes, but not before a swath of light to moderate snow could fall across the northern half of New Jersey, the New York City area, and Long Island, interior Connecticut, southeastern New York, and of course the Poconos and central east, southeast Pennsylvania, outside of the Philadelphia and central New Jersey area. Some of this could be some snow during your morning commute on Friday. GFS maps into motion. Here comes the storm again with the rain showers associated with it, maybe an embedded thunderstorm. Downpour during late tonight, early tomorrow morning as the storm heads up to the St. Lawrence River Valley. Then out it goes. Cold air retreats very quickly, and warm air continues to build in during the Thursday, Wednesday period early, and then cold air comes in Wednesday, tomorrow afternoon, right through Friday. High pressure over southern New England scoots out rapidly in this flow. Here comes the next system, and this would be producing a swath of light snow across our region during late Thursday night, early Friday morning as the energy is still out into the Pacific at this time, but a chilly forecast for the weekend and changeable skies as well. High temperatures today across the northern reaches in the mid to the upper 40s as the cold front makes its way through. Won't get too far south here of Philadelphia in the I-95 corridor here, where temperatures will still be rebounding into the 50s to around 60 degrees. And the warm front comes through on Wednesday morning, and temperatures respond with highs either side of 50 degrees, and then everything just goes to a much colder regime by Thursday. Temperatures are back down well below seasonal levels. The normal highs around 45, 46 degrees will be in the 30s to around 40, and struggling with strong winds on Thursday. Temperatures struggling on Friday as well. They'll be chilly. Temperatures in the low to the mid 30s, which is below seasonal for this time of the year. Saturday is going to be another cold day. Temperatures again between 40 and 45 degrees. Sunday, air mass still a little bit modified, but still slightly near normal, around 45 to 47 degrees. And virtually by the time we get into Monday, the temperatures will be near normal and slightly above in the Philadelphia and I-95 corridor as well. So you're definitely going to need to take winter coats and keep them at the ready still for this weekend coming up, especially with the windy and cold conditions on the way after the rainstorm early tomorrow morning. And then, of course, there is still a chance for a precipitation event in the form of snow on Thursday night and Friday morning over our location as well. And, of course, we'll be monitoring everything. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a great Tuesday. Enjoy your first day of March, and we'll be back in video form tomorrow morning.